Hey folks, it is a new Friday and we are back with the Star Wars game. Hooray.
Hooray!
Hey!
Mecca's hosting. How novel.
Yeah, I got things fixed. At any rate, when we last left off, things had been going brilliantly for you all. Nothing bad had happened, and you guys were totally en route to saving the galaxy and stuff, and everything was great, hunky dory, and nothing bad had happened.
There was definitely no crying in a corner involved.
No.
Nope.
That does
You were not hiding out on
depend on which
Hoth.
character you are. Yeah.
You guys were not hiding out on Hoth, desperately hoping that Inquisitor Morns wouldn't wipe out more of your friends.
We were, in fact, wearing sexy swimwear on a beach drinking tequila.
Sadly, that's not what you were doing. You were in fact hiding out in Hoth,
There
keeping
is
a
no
low
such
profile.
thing as a beach in Star Wars. You either have all ocean or all sand. You don't get anything in between.
Well, if we're hiding from a Sith Lord, we should go to the place with all sand. Sith Lords hate sand.
And you would know that because
I've watched movies.
at any rate, after much discussion and other things and soul searching, you guys came to the conclusion that actually just sort of keeping a low profile might actually be exactly what Morns wants you guys to do.
So fuck that noise. Let's go wreck some shit.
We go loud!
So, you guys talked to former Inquisitor Obazane, and he did mention, and you also were able to access one of the holocrons.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
And came up with the plan of going to one of the plans you came up with after talking with Zane was possibly going to Dantooine, because there used to be a Jedi Enclave there, and apparently, according to the histories, Revan trained there at some point. So maybe there'd be some information about Revan there.
Another
That could be
holocron.
useful. Maybe another holocron. Who knows? Maybe other things. I will say that almost nobody in the party knows anything about Dantooine, except Jith, actually.
Hi!
Jith, because you were once in the rebellion, you actually know the rebellion used to be based on Dantooine, and then
Yeah.
they left.
Yeah, maybe, probably a good thing considering the Empire went there for some reason, for a bit, you know.
Place sucked anyway.
It's a much nicer place than Hoth.
Any
it's
place is a nicer place than Hoth.
not quite true, but, yeah, well, I'm sure that, most members of the party would be happy to go there instead.
But yes, as what you know about Dantooine is it is out in the Outer Rim. Its environment is reasonably pleasant. Mostly farmland. No major industrial centers or anything like that. And that's one of the many reasons why the rebels set up a base there, is because there's nothing there.
Yeah, no reason for the Empire to even want to go there.
Right.
It's Idaho, basically.
Kinda, yeah.
Hey. Idaho has potatoes.
Sure.
Fine.
Dantooine might have potatoes also. Space potatoes.
Pretty sure Dantooine has space potatoes, which actually makes it better than Idaho. Because you can use space potatoes to make space vodka. I mean, really, you can make space vodka out of anything, but it's better with space potatoes.
Go Space Broncos!
So yeah, Dantooine is kind of pointless. Outside of it being a place that the rebels did hide out at one point, and yes, it turns out the Jedi had an actual enclave there with an academy, but you guys didn't. Nobody knew that really. Basically, nobody knows that. that's not entirely true, actually. At any rate, so yeah, I take it. Are you guys heading to Dantooine? Is the question.
Sounds like the best plan of action that we've got.
Okay.
It's a
The
plan of
bell's
action,
leaving
man.
Hoth, right? I'm for
Yeah.
it. I'm totally for it.
Literally, the only other option is a plan of inaction.
Well, from what we have to work on currently.
I mean, I guess technically you could try to find out where Morns is currently and just go charging straight at him. I'm sure that'll go well.
Monitoring, right?
Well, he wouldn't be expecting it.
It would have the advantage that it is such a daft plan that he would never think of that you would actually.
Which is precisely why they will not be expecting it, Blackadder.
Yes.
Didn't we do this joke last time?
It's
I think
entirely
we might-
relevant still.
We might have actually.
Blackadder is always relevant.
Depressingly.
Yes.
I mean, it's a funny show, but it really shouldn't be as applicable as it is. At any rate, yeah. Dantooine. Your trip there is uneventful, honestly.
It's a long trip, I believe, but yeah.
It's a fairly long trip. It's I think less long than your trip from than the trip from Yavin to where you are, but you know. Let me take a quick look here. Let me get a map here, just so I can a galactic map, so I can.
I might be mixing up. I might be thinking of Yavin. But, yeah.
We've already been to Yavin. We got the cookie
No.
there.
We need to, like, invest a little bit in getting, like, a special case for all these statues.
If you
A
want,
little display case.
you could do that if you'd like.
Make a trophy case, you know. Have one at the very bottom for Morn's head.
Does that mean I can't keep playing with them and making them make out? Tink, tink, tink.
Oh, the map I'd found does not actually have Dantooine on it.
Okay.
It has fucking Tatooine, but not Dantooine.
Which one of the statues is giant Dizzy Gillespie?
None of them?
I know Wyrock got that one.
Oh no, I got it too, but none of them? Why would they be? Never mind.
If you have
Anyway.
to ask, don't ask.
Sure. So you all emerge from hyperspace. You emerge from hyperspace in the Dantooine system. And I will say this, Jith. There's a bit more space traffic here than the last time you were here.
Huh. What kind of traffic?
Well, there are a lot of small freighters and the like out here. Fair bit of comm chatter, which you could listen to if you'd like. There are a few Imperial ships out here. Nothing huge. You know, mostly frigates. There are a few frigates out here. You know, with supporting fighters and the like. But like there isn't like, you know, full on Star Destroyer or anything like that here. But there's actually an upstepped Imperial presence here that is actually, thinking about it, makes a certain amount of sense.
All right. Well, I guess we'll try and patch into some of the comm chatter. See if anything in particular stands out.
Sure. All right. Someone give me a roll of some sort for that.
Guess I could give detective.
I mean, there's honestly, okay.
I could do a fix it.
Sure. Whichever you guys, if you guys get, you'll no matter what skill you use, you're gonna get some info because it's not most of it's not actually encrypted.
All right, I default to ride then.
Go ahead.
Maybe
if
I
you
can
wanna make,
jump on this.
If you want to make that roll, go right ahead. I know exactly how useful it will be. I will stand by that if you.
Apparently, this is the episode where we just use old jokes we've already done.
I thought every episode we did that.
Fair.
Trying to think, what is it again we're looking at specifically?
Currently, you're just basically you've arrived at. Well, I mean, you're currently arriving in Dantooine. In theory, because there's the ruins of the Jedi Enclave here, where supposedly Darth Revan trained, who's the dude who made who had the statues and the holocrons made.
Right. The only thing that could possibly impart would be possibly Imperial intelligence, but it's a bit of a stretch on that even.
But the important bit is that you're basically sort of there's a lot of comm chatter amongst a bunch of sort of random ships in space.
Right.
And Nick was sort of like Nick was sort of interested in listening in on them. Because,
right.
Maybe they'll because there are more of them here than last time he was here for reasons that Jith is not entirely certain why.
I guess I'll do a detective call to see if I can figure out a pattern. 16.
Okay. Well, between Jith and Vorkos, you do pick up on a fair bit of sort of commonality amongst the comm chatter. It's mostly try to think of how most of them would describe themselves as amateur archaeologists.
Ah,
They're here for the
treasure
safety.
hunters.
Treasure hunters is in fact the entire correct way to describe them. Because apparently, rumors about the ruined Jedi Temple have actually apparently surfaced, and so there's been an uptick in interest in Dantooine of late. Well, basically there are a couple things that have happened. Excuse me. One.
We lost Nick.
Did we lose Nick? That's too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
His internet's gone by the look of it. He's off of map tools and Discord.
Well, he'll reconnect in a bit.
Yeah.
So, at any rate, so there's been an uptick in... so, as I said, right. So, information... That turns out that information about the... Well, the first thing that happened was that... there was a rebellion base there, that abandoned rebellion base there that the Empire moved in on. First off, the Empire showed up in force on Dantooine for some reason, which confused the living hell out of basically everybody. Word got out that was because there was an old rebel base there. There's a rebel base there that was abandoned. The Empire left troops and other people behind after leaving because it's an abandoned base, but we're not going to leave this rebel base completely
They might take it back.
Or maybe there's information we've missed here about where the rebels might have gone. Stuff like that. The thing is that the rebel base happened to be somewhat near some ruins, which turned out to be ruins of an old Jedi Enclave. Now, the Empire really has no real interest, officially no real interest in the Jedi Enclave. They sent teams in to investigate it for a bit, and then basically left, and so said, nothing useful there. So there are a bunch of people, as I said, amateur archaeologists, as it were, have become very interested in the place. Now, most of them, there aren't really any official archaeologists who are here. Now, mind you, the amateur archaeologists, the treasure hunters are also interested in the former rebel base, also for, again, similar reasons. If they can find little sort of, knickknacks or whatever from the rebellion members or from the Jedi Order, they could probably sell them on the black market or the open market for a fair bit of money. Again, treasure hunting. It's part of history, even if it's, a stupid part of history as far as the Empire is
It
concerned.
belongs in a private collection. Right.
Right, exactly. The problem is the Empire sort of is like, yeah, no, you can't come into the. No, we do not. No, you can't go into the Rival Base, and for fuck's sake, no, you can't go into the ruined Jedi Temple. Why? The official word is it's completely not. It's not safe. It is dangerous to go in there. The ruins are very unstable, and local predators have moved in, and all that sort of stuff. And we're not going to let random civilians just wander around in there.
The unofficial reason is the ruins are dangerous. We're shooting anyone who gets near them.
For their own safety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they haven't really. Basically, they're not giving official permission to go in there. They haven't actually actively stopped anybody from going in there. The problem being that, okay. From what you're able to pick up amongst the comm chatter is, yes, a few groups have gone in there. Most have come back out saying, yeah, the place is actually actively, not safe. There are, in fact, various wild animals have moved in the area, and the place apparently was orbitally bombarded at some point. So the structural integrity is not that good. So walls crumble and bits of ceiling fall down and shit. It's like, yeah, our group went in for a little while, and then we were attacked by some weird insect things and kath hounds, and then rocks started falling, and Bob here took a small rock to the head and was nearly killed. So we said, "Fuck this, we're leaving." At least until we can get better gear to go in. And some other team went in and disappeared and never came back out. They went pretty deep in and never came back out. And so there are a bunch of these groups of amateur archaeologists who are all sort of going working out plans for they haven't gone back in yet, but they're working on plans to go back in. And again, the Imperials are all like, no, you're not allowed to go in there. We won't stop you actively because we have more important things to do than patrol these fucking useless ruins.
There's nothing there that they really want to guard.
Right. So if you want to go in there and get your full selves killed, go right the fuck ahead. It's not our fault, you idiots. They've got more important things to do, like, study the abandoned rebel base, for example. But yes, there's, I said, the Jedi Temple was at some point, the Jedi Enclave here was at some point, quite far away back in the past, subject of orbital bombardment. It's pretty clear about that. And, so the buildings itself were pretty much, the upper floors were basically completely leveled, and, there was apparently there was a huge sort of courtyard area out back that was very nice, that got leveled mostly, and there are ruins all over the place that look like the place just got hammered. But that was quite a long time ago, so, the environment's sort of grown back up around things, and animals have moved back in and shit.
I guess one thing we could do is we could offer to be muscle for some idiots who are planning on going into the temple.
We could just go in.
Might save us the trouble of getting better equipped ourselves.
Man, I suppose we could use them as, trap detection. But it seems like kind of a dick move to make.
We're just throwing the idea out.
Just as a point, I know it's probably a given that we already are, but I'm also going to make sure that we've got the transponder jammer up and running, because to me, if especially the archaeology community have moved in, investigating Jedi / Sith / everything else, this kind of seems like the kind of place that Mons would be interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least, have the local Imperials keep an eye out for other people, i.e. us, that might be interested in it.
We could just try slipping in. That might be tough, though. We need a smuggler. looking at Jith.
Yep. All right. I guess that I'll try and find a way to get us on the ground undetected.
All right, so you're basically just trying to evade customs entirely. Just find somewhere to land quietly where no one will notice you landing.
We don't really have to conduct any official business here. We're just going to go in the temple and find something.
That is entirely reasonable. All right, you can give me a list of trade routes roll.
Sweet.
Because that is
I'm
exactly
good
the
at
sort.
this.
This is exactly the sort of thing this is used for.
Prompt.
That's
Nice.
What'd you roll?
17.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry, you did 18.
Oh no, they're going to find us. We'll never escape from the long arm of the law. Okay, we're down on the ground.
Right. So there really is only one major spaceport on Dantooine. And most of the Empire's patrols are almost entirely fixated in sort of, checking people who are going in through there, and that's where almost everybody's going in. But yeah, you basically sort of loop around the outer parts of the system and then come creeping back in under sort of, from the other side of the planet where the Imperials basically aren't. And you come in for a landing, and you land on the surface of Dantooine, say, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how close you could probably get without the Imperials noticing you landing. Probably a day's travel on foot away from where the ruins are.
Fair enough.
You really can't get much closer than that without being noticed by the Imperials.
Right. With the spaceship flying through the sky. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. There might be some farmers who notice you landing. They don't give a fuck as long as you don't land anywhere near their herds or their crops. It's like, oh look, a spaceship's flying in. Is it landing on Is it landing on the crops? No. Is it bothering the herd animals? Nope. I guess we could inform people, but why? None of my business.
All right. And I guess we'll, do some basic throw something over the ship to
Yeah, you can
find it from immediate view.
Yeah, you can land sort of near some woodland regiony area where there are rocks and shit, and you can throw tarps and shit over the ship. So it won't be hard to notice.
Okay.
So it'll be about a day's travel on foot if you want to walk to. Not that you have many other options than I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I was thinking we don't really have the space to store a speeder, although that would be nice.
We didn't take any swoops with us.
We should look at getting an external cargo pod for things like speeders.
They'll slow us down.
All right. Except for the instances where it'll speed us up.
I'm more curious about where the hell do you think that's going to fit?
I don't know. It's a freighter. They've got space for those things.
Most freighters do.
I needed to put a big gun on it. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
We're not getting rid of the gun.
That's the restriction of having a dorsal and ventral cannon that needs 360 line of sight.
We don't have a ventral cannon. What are you talking about?
Do you not?
Nope.
Oh, I
No,
thought
wish we had a ventral cannon.
Then I could shoot two guns.
We'd have twice the firepower.
Why
So
wouldn't
many
we
more
want
guns.
that?
That's a 100% increase in guns.
We've got the AP gun, but that's about it.
Yeah. So I thought it was similar build to like the Falcon that had the upper and lower.
It's a bit smaller than the Falcon, so.
I know.
On the plus side, it's faster in normal space than the Falcon is,
Yes.
due to having a giant fuck-off engine as opposed to cargo space.
All right. Well, I guess then that we'll just fucking set off for the temple if everyone's down with that.
Twins has no objection to this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's throw the statues in a bag and get going.
Zane will remain on the ship since, a day's walk seems like a terrible idea for a man in his condition.
Yep, sounds good.
That sounds just like a mistaken design to me, but
Yes, he's a poorly designed droid, Skitch.
he's poorly.
We should replace his legs with a gyroscopically stabilized mono wheel.
He's not a space sword, Eric.
A geriatric unicycle does not seem like a good idea.
Seems like the best idea.
Yeah, so, yes. He will keep an eye on, he'll try to keep an eye on sensors and stuff, and will calm you if, he notices anything of import. He'll basically, he can move, move himself slowly about the ship, so he can be move up to the cockpit and keep an eye on the sensors there and listen in on the communications frequencies to make sure that So if he hears yes, isn't that interesting that Inquisitor Morns will be showing up here to investigate the Jedi Temple? Yes, that is really interesting. We should talk more about this on open channels.
Did you say that was interesting? Because I think it's interesting too.
Quick, set up some explosives all around these areas. I'll use my stealth as bait. It'll be perfect.
Zane, come on, get move on.
But of course, he's not. But it's more like listening for things that are probably not quite that obvious. But yes.
Okay. Well,
honestly, if he hears that particular set of communications, something's up. But it's not that Morns is coming. Or it could be that Morns is coming and he's planning to just blow the whole planet up.
With what?
His ego.
Tarkin Mobile Research Station?
Okay, maybe he won't actually literally detonate the planet, but Star Destroyer can do a real number on a planetary community just by shooting turbo lasers.
Just kill everyone on the planet,
It's yes. Oh, look, the people I want dead are hiding are in the Jedi ruins. I'll just keep shooting turbo lasers at the Jedi ruins until they're dead.
No one could have survived that.
Yeah, the Imperials are capable of raising the surface of a planet. They just wanted to go one step further with the fucking Death Star.
It's
it
more
wasn't
efficient.
quite good enough.
All right.
Well, this way they have shards of asteroids they can easily mine for resources.
Yeah, they wanted to do it with one shot because the Empire is lazy.
To be totally honest, there is a psychological difference between a fleet of ships showing up and raising the surface of the planet with orbital bombardment, and a giant space station showing up and literally detonating a planet.
Yeah.
One of them is cooler looking. That's the big difference.
One of them makes for better TV.
Right. It's all about the ratings, right?
Yes.
Something like that, yes. At any rate, yeah, so you spend the better part of a day, hiking, basically, across farmland. Oh, yeah, exciting.
All that flat plate.
There are plants that grow. There are herd animals. Oh, boy.
You weren't kidding when you said it was Space Idaho.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it is. It's not quite Space Idaho. There are, hills and stuff. The planet's not flat. There's actual terrain.
I feel like there might have been another reason I left the rebellion.
Wait, you left the rebellion because the planet they were based on wasn't interesting enough?
Seems like a good reason to leave to me. Hey, these are space cows that go spoo.
Plenty of stuff for target practice, at least.
Twins is going to approach one of these space bovines.
Space
Bovines.
All right, it looks up at you, kind of passively.
Twins don't get fleas.
Circling around this thing, does it have like a brand or anything?
Probably, sure, why not?
Damn it.
I'm just never a
Are
fan
you
of
going
Dr.
to cut it
Pepper.
open, climb inside, pilot it at the meat mech?
Were you going to make it your mount?
Maybe.
Because
I
you
like
know,
the meat mech idea better.
because cows are such great, are such wonderfully notorious as great mounts.
At the very least, it would be more entertaining.
Yes, while we're walking off into the distance and your mount hasn't moved a fucking inch.
All right, cow,
It's
go,
just-
go,
Congrats.
get your cow.
Yeah!
Stop
Yeah,
grazing!
cow!
Screw you, hominid. I got grass.
Toro!
Yeah, the real problem with cattle as mounts is they're you know, most of them are either, you know, much more interested in staying where they are and eating, or it becomes a much far too interesting ride.
You say that
Most
like I
large
don't
rocks-
know that.
I know you know that. I'm just saying.
Most large rocks make a better mount than a cow.
Unfortunately, as I said, yes, they are branded. So if it's, you know, I mean, if you want to,
It
go
would also
ride
be stealing.
I mean, yes, if you want to get.
I don't
if
care
you're-
too much about the stealing part, but we are trying to remain relatively incognito, and I imagine a cattle rustling is uncommon enough that it would actually raise an eyebrow around here.
What else are people supposed to do on this planet? I'm pretty sure everyone cattle rustles.
This
Now, if you-
tipped cow runs.
Ooh.
One of her first acts as a member of the Force Sensitive is to use her
No,
abilities
like-
to telepathically push a cow.
Force tip.
Image of twins
Tip.
trying to
Force
like
tip
running
is,
up to
is
push the cow and knocking herself over. The cow just doesn't budge.
No, that's exactly what's going to happen. Is like she's just going to kind of like stand there, ponder it, and it's just going to like kind of start to push, and then is just going to find herself gravitating backwards and just like, huh.
the light. There's the light side. There's the dark side. Then there's the jackass side.
Yeah, it turns out that when you're strength 4, tipping a cow is a little tricky.
You don't say.
Well, what about strength 6? Is it significantly easier?
Yes, actually, given the way
It's
things scale,
50%.
the way things
Yeah.
scale in Feng
50%
Shui. Yeah.
stronger.
Yes, I know.
Yes, Twin's feet. As Twins tries to tip the cow, her feet slide sort of away from the cow.
Until she's eventually perpendicular under the cow.
The space cow looks placidly at Twins and sort of ambles off to go find a better place to graze.
I never asked for this. I don't know why. That's always funny for some reason.
Twins just kind of lies on the ground at the moment as she's just been owned by a cow.
It's the Charlie Brown moment.
Oh, good grief.
Oh, good.
Forecast just sort of shakes his head and walks on.
She's just
Yeah,
going to keep
but that's
lying
the place
there for a
money
little
at.
bit, but she'll catch up after a little bit of introspection.
If I had to place money on things that I thought would have likely happened with the herd animals, I'd have thought Vocus would have tried eating one, not that. I think I owe myself money.
All right, eat unprepared meat meat comes in 2 forms: hamburgers or things that are a challenge to kill.
You're the only one here that is genetically a predator.
You all have
Zabrak.
forward-facing
The
eyes.
Zabrak looks at
Are you
you.
saying
Well,
Are you seriously saying that forward binocular vision is not an indication of predation?
No, most of the species here are actually omnivores.
yeah.
You guys are so weird.
They have both canines and bicuspids.
Where are your molars?
Well,
Focus.
In this pouch, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
yeah, I'm not sure actually Jox has teeth now that I think about it.
He does. They do. They
Okay.
descend from birds, but they do have teeth.
Okay, whatever, well, sure. I mean,
He's got those freaky baby penguin teeth.
Technically speaking on Earth, birds lost teeth. So they, at one point they had them.
Oh, they still do.
Well, yes.
Kinda.
But
These weird
not,
pointy thingies.
just not to the same degree that they used to, shall we say.
Sure.
At any rate, yeah. After a better part of the day's travel, you sort of crest the hill, and up ahead you see, you can see you see a few things. Off in the distance, this is because you're up on top of it, you're basically cresting a hill where you're sort of hiking along. Immediately, sort of in front of you, there is what can only be described as sort of an ad hoc campground, I guess, where there are several groups of, as I said, in massive air quotes, amateur archaeologists, end air quotes, basically camping out, a bit away from the Jedi, the Jedi ruins. But yeah, there are groups of people with tents and stuff, and tents and tables and gear all set up, all camping out, within shouting distance of each other. But very clearly, like, yes, we are here camping in the same area of land, but we are not with them. Nope.
Right.
We're totally going to get the stuff from the Jedi ruins first, but just not yet.
Right.
Do we want to try
All
to
I can
supply
think
them
of,
after
all I
dark?
can think of is the setup in the Mummy.
Kinda.
Well, there were the two different groups of people who wanted to discover the secrets of the ruins and stuff, and they had no trouble with, hanging out together when they weren't busy digging at the same time. So.
Hey, Jack, I got
Look,
the
I got
horses.
the horses. I was just trying to remember
Betty, you're on the wrong side of the river.
That movie is way better than it has any right to be.
Oh my God, yes.
It's such a great one.
I'm very
And
fond
then
of
they
both
made
of
another
the,
one.
Honestly, I like Mummy 2 as well. Mummy Returns as well.
Is that the
It's
one with
different, but it's still
terrible PlayStation 1 rock scorpion?
Yes, unfortunately.
And more importantly,
Briefly at the end, yes.
Okay.
and then
opens
more importantly,
into a spear.
Yes.
and more importantly, perfect little boy.
Right.
Whatever harm came from opening a box. I cannot believe it.
Whatever harm came from opening a
real
book.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that Mummy Returns is terrible, but it's clearly not as good as the first one.
No.
Sure.
And then there's the Scorpion King, which is a completely different movie.
That is honestly one of the most fun sandals and sorcery movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I actually quite like that.
At any rate,
I just like the bit in the beginning of Mummy Returns. Like, you want the shotgun? Actually, I prefer the Thompson.
Getting back to it.
Yes.
So we're all riding camels and dressed in pseudo-Arabian gear.
good luck having found camels
Yeah.
on a temperate fucking planet.
We go to the zoo, duh.
They
Yeah.
don't really have a zoo.
I can name the cow that owned me camel.
Sure, if you want to, but you're not, it's not serving very much as a mount.
Can I build a biplane?
A horse is faster. A camel is smarter.
Can you build a biplane?
Yes.
Do you
Out
have
of
aeronautics?
camels.
Okay, Gav, Do you have aeronautical engineering as a skill?
No,
I know you have
considering
fixed
this- Considering wings don't exist in the Star Wars universe, no. Everything just hovers.
Just foils. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no need to design something that actually flies the way biplanes would fly when you have repulsor lifts.
Also, we don't have nearly enough coconuts around here.
Yeah, fair point. At any rate, so yes, you see the campgrounds of the various archaeological teams, as it were, all sort of camped out, glaring at each other. Off in the distance, so beyond them, you can sort of see off in one area. You can see very clearly where the ruins are of the Enclave, because it's not that hard to spot them. I mean, it's not easy because again, they're kind of grown over with plants and such. That happened quite a while ago when they got bombarded, like a really long time ago. Which is why people kind of forgot they existed for a long time. That happened. I mean, as I said, for those who who care, the Jedi Enclave there got bombarded during the events of Knights of the Old Republic 1, the first of the video games.
Okay, so like 10,000 years ago or some other ridiculously long time.
It's actually measured in millennia. I mean,
Yeah.
it's grown over.
I was not kidding when I said something like 10,000 years.
Yeah. So I'm just letting you know, been a real fucking long time. Which is why everyone's like, oh right, there were Jedi ruins there. Neat! We should go explore them! Why is this place filled with predatory animals and falling apart? Oh right, it was a really long time
10,000 years
ago.
ago. Speaking as someone who lives on the ruins of a fucking Roman settlement after a few hundred years, trust me, there generally isn't much left.
At any rate, and then
Might
sort
get
of
a wall.
further beyond that, you can see the most modern buildings in the area, which look pretty freaking new and imperial.
Of course they do.
Because there's a prefab Imperial outpost that's been set up, a bit of ways away.
Yeah, probably just dropped from orbit.
Pretty much. Again, it's like, okay, there was a rebel base here we have to fully investigate. Fuck it. Outpost down. Troopers down. Soldiers, some vehicles down. Done. Okay, we'll leave a few frigates in orbit for patrol ships. We're leaving. Bye. Skitch.
Yo.
You are aware. Thinking about it, you are aware that Imperial Intelligence did delegate a few agents to Dantooine after the whole Tarkin Mobile research base incident. It's the whole yes. After Alderaan, Leia basically they were told that the rebels were operating on Dantooine. So, like, okay, we'll send people to investigate, but we're going to blow up Alderaan anyways, because, Tarkin's a dick. And it turned out that, yes, there was a rebel base there, so, fuck, we have to actually investigate that. Fine, we'll send some agents down, along with which is why the Imperial Armed Forces go, fuck, we have to put actual, intelligence assets down there, in order... If they're intelligence assets down there, I mean, the rebels might pay attention. They might send actual people there to do something. So we should have actual troops there to defend the... Oh, fuck. We actually have to have an actual fucking operation. So, yes. There are some intelligence assets that are probably investigating the rebel base.
Sounds about right.
So you are aware that there are definitely Imperial intelligence people here.
Okay.
Which means there are people who actually might pay attention a bit more than you say your average stormtrooper.
Right.
There are people who have actual fucking brains.
Right. I mean, I will probably relay this to the others just as a note, but the main thing I'll do is like, Yeah. It's like, I'll just sort of like effectively saying, as a side note, I should make it clear that some of the Imperial types we'll run into around here are going to be notably more competent than usual.
So do we want to slip in after dark and just miss all of this? Just bypass it?
Right. We should try and make sure that we leave with what we're here for without drawing a lot of attention to ourselves. It's been pretty quiet, the last 2 times we've done this, right?
Yeah. Couple murder droids, some sort of weird cyber zombies. Yeah,
Well, but that'll happen underground,
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just slip in after dark. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Everyone's here capable of a bit of skullduggery.
That's actually true. You are actually a fairly sneaky party.
Except for Jocks.
Even Jocks, I think, has intrusion.
Yeah.
Jocks is capable of being sneaky. He's just fond of exploding things.
He just does it with explosions.
I have an intrusion skill of 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Cool.
think I have the same.
You had the same
no.
at one point. I don't know if you upped it or not.
No, I'm wrong. I think I have the same as Vorkaz, and mine is 12.
Yeah, mine is also 12.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's my deceit that's the same as Jox's.
My DC is 13.
Nope, never mind.
No, Jocks is actually actively good at deceit.
Yeah. We agreed when we started this. I'm a used speeder salesman.
Who can blow shit up?
Never play cards with a
Whatever you are.
Yeah, whatever
With
he
a
is.
basilisk?
Basilisk. They've got 4 arms. It makes it really easy for him to cheat.
Look, kid, never play Sabak with a basilisk. Pazak, maybe. Sabak, no. Terrible idea. Just don't gamble with them.
No.
At any rate, so as you guys are sort of, surveying the lay of the land, a couple of things happen. One, because of course it happens, somebody down in the campground area starts singing. And in fact, basically, yes. But this a campfire song starts up from one of the groups.
That's the MPFIREFONG song.
Additionally, you then also hear somebody shout out, "Oi! I think we got some newcomers. New group showed up." As you see somebody from one of the nearer camps pointing up the hill at you guys.
Ah, crap.
Jith will force a smile and politely wave.
Looks like we got more competition, folks.
I don't know how yet, but this is all Twin's fault.
Oh, yeah, the cow totally ratted us out, Vorkaz.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have tried to push him over. I would have been offended.
Just imagining the cow watching us go over the horizon, glaring at us the whole way. Once we're out of sight, it reaches behind itself and pulls out a phone and starts tapping on it with its hoof.
Hey,
Well, yeah, that's because the cow was coded by Bethesda.
If it was
Got
coded
the
by
same-
Bethesda, you would have tried to push the cow, glitched through it, and run into a dragon flying backwards.
What we don't realize is it's actually got the same AI as Cuckoos from Legend of Zelda.
Oh, dear
Like, that
Lord,
was
no.
the thing. Like, I think it was Oblivion. If you stole a horse, the AI script was screwed up that the horse would telepathically report its theft to the guards.
Sir, I'm being robbed, sir.
Oh, Bethesda.
I would have got away with it if it were for you meddling kids. The
Yes,
horse
please.
too.
Yes, please. Yes, the cows are not coded like Hookos in the Zelda games. No.
That'd be horrific.
They just fly in from all
All of a
angles.
sudden, you
and
start. All of a
swarm.
sudden, you start reenacting the cow level from Diablo 2.
Boo boo boo.
There is no cow level.
This planet would be, just nothing but cows. It had been overtaken decades ago.
There was a cow level in Diablo 2, Ward.
There was no cat level in Diablo 1.
That's true.
I know. And there was a cheat code in StarCraft called "There is no cow level."
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Damn it. I'm sorry, Word. You made a good joke, and I forgot about the reference. My bad.
It's cool.
It's like, oh, right. That's actually a good joke, not... Damn
I
it.
didn't really discover Blizzard until World of Warcraft, so this is all right over my head.
Oh, no. I was fully aware of Blizzard for a long time before World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I remember playing the first Warcraft actually.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Oh, Diablo. The world's first beta that sold for $50.
Yes.
And I still think it's better than either of its sequels.
In some ways it is. I would agree with that completely. And in some ways it isn't.
Yeah, the
But at
sequels are a
any
bit
rate,
too
that
removed
is a-
from Diablo.
That is a discussion for a different time, though.
Yes.
All right. So, yes, you were approached by some, scruffiest-looking archaeologists you've ever seen. These are people who are, to use the term as, who are, amateur archaeologists with air quotes. You can hear the air quotes if they describe themselves that way. I mean, honestly, yeah, most of these guys look like they're a step up from mercs. They're treasure hunters.
Right. He's an amateur archaeologist. Jith is in clandestine property reassignment. I'm in extrajurisdictional jurisdictional.
No, Eric, you're doing it wrong. Jith is in, quote, transport, end quote.
Right. I'm in law enforcement. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Either that or import
And I'm a keyboard hobbyist.
You're a programmer. Either that or, At any rate, so yes. So at any rate, yes. The two people come up and approach you. One of them is... Oh, fuck, I knew I forgot something. Hang on. I knew I forgot to have one. There's one web page I forgot to have open. My Star Wars random name generator web page.
Ah.
Because I found one that's actually good. Mind you, I don't always use the names that generates. I will take one from the first name for one, and the last name for another, or what have you. But it's still actually been very helpful.
100% Skywalker.
It's no.
Shit.
It's not quite. It is not
Skipper.
quite. It is not quite that as awesome as the Feng Shui random name generator. It's because nothing is that awesome.
What is?
Nothing. Nothing is as awesome as that.
Exactly.
Any random name generator that will give you 100% Chang and maximum bow.
Maximum bow. That is great.
Yes.
Is not one that can be reckoned with lightly. At any rate,
What was the other one? What was the other one? Hard ass quack.
hard ass quack, yes. At any
This
rate,
really is the episode where we just go over old jokes.
yes, it is. At any rate, so yes, you're approached by one of the scuzziest looking humans you've seen. I mean, this guy, Eric, from a professional standpoint, you look at this guy and you're like, no, he's not a treasure hunter. He's the guy that the treasure hunter hired to make sure that he's not backstabbed by his fellow treasure hunters. This guy's a merc.
Gotcha.
But he comes over. He's fairly tall and broad-shouldered for a human. His receding hairline, thinning hair, small beady eyes, sort of a bulbous nose, scars on his face. He's an ugly fucker, honestly.
Gotcha.
But he's
So
My friend doesn't like you. I don't like you either.
he's a mercenary Mario.
no facial hair.
Brothers.
No, he has a mustache now.
No, fine, sure, he has a mustache now. Fine. I'm okay with that. Fine, whatever. Right, we're moving on with it. But yes.
Joe said, moving on.
Yes. Despite all of that, he actually has a fairly friendly grin on his face. He's missing a few teeth, but welcome to the camp of the welcome to the camp of the oh fuck it, we're not archaeologists, we're treasure hunters. Come on down, join us.
Treasure hunters or bounty hunters or murderers, murder hobos.
Oh, we got some-
all noble professions.
I resent having my profession lumped in with murder hobo.
I'm saying they're two separate jobs. You realize
These are more hobos with an excuse.
hobos with an excuse.
Quit bellyaching. Let's just join them.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on down, have a seat. You guys can set up your camp a bit later. We're just sitting around talking about what we're planning on, and talking about what we're hoping to find down there in their ruins. Down their ruins.
Looks like the news has gotten a lot of people around here.
Fair number. Mind you, there were more here about a month ago.
What happened a month ago?
Well, Peck Koval's team went in there. He's a fairly well-known sort of, treasure hunter. He cleared out some ruins out on, I don't remember, somewhere out in the northern outer rim. Made a small fortune there. Came here to dig something out. Haven't heard back from him since.
Hmm.
Well,
So
that's not entirely true. Peck himself came stumbling back out, covered in dust, bleeding from several wounds here and there, badly concussed, and scared the fuck out of his mind. Says he doesn't remember what the hell happened to his boys, but yeah, he didn't have any of his gear with him or anything like that. Guessing that they ran into some sort of some local predators in there, and or a cave-in or two.
Cave-ins are no good.
Yeah, well, there's some sort of tunnel network underneath the upper floors of the temple. I mean, hell, the top floors, most of the upper floors of the temple got right up blown to fragments. So
So a bunch of people who were hanging around got cold feet after seeing that.
Yeah. I mean, you see someone like Peck, come back out in that bad a shape and without any of his people, causes you to think twice. And most of them didn't Yeah, people are expecting cath hounds. I mean, most people can handle a cath hound or two. Apparently, there's some sort of subterranean insectoid predator things here in Dantooine that apparently moved into the temple at some point. That are pretty nasty, from what I've been hearing. So a lot of people who didn't bring who were brought enough firepower to handle a few wild dogs effectively. Didn't bring enough for large insectoid super predator ambush predators that are adapted to subterranean environments.
I'm suddenly much more interested in going inside.
He looks at you and has that look of, oh, it's a Trandoshan, of course. It's sort of those looking forward to going to. What are you? Some kind of Trandoshan? Oh, right.
He's a Trandoshan hunter, right?
What are you? Some kind of Trandoshan?
You have found me out. I am in fact a Trandoshan. trying to pass as a Twi'lek, but
Twins throws him a dirty look.
and she's a
It's the
Wookiee.
feet, dude. It's the feet.
She throws like do we have food here right now?
Probably, yeah. There's some stew that you've been offered.
She throws a carrot analog at him.
She just throw the entire pot at him, you know. They might actually feel
Wasteful.
something.
Have you seen how thin Twins is? She does not waste food like that. She'll waste one carrot on a rude remark, but not a whole pot of stew.
What you do? Or is this kind of like those things you put in to flavor the stew, but you're not supposed to eat?
It's a vegetable.
I don't know. Sometimes you guys put in like these weird looking peppers that you're not supposed to eat, but you put in other things that are equally disgusting.
To be fair, it at least is close to your mental capacity.
Ooh.
At least I can taste things.
How rude.
So, it's just the 5 of you that are planning on going into the ruins?
Yeah.
Oh, we're planning on needing.
I don't know. I mean, you guys look like you got decent guns and such, but I don't know if you got the right gear to go in there. I mean, you guys don't look like you're kitted out for spelunking.
Ruins that bad inside?
Yeah, well, you know, it's as I said, there's apparently some sort of tunnel network underneath the Enclave, and then on top of that, as we said, you know, orbital bombardment will do a real number on, you know, on places, and then it's got, you know, it's had thousands of years to have, you know, the weather and, you know, plants and such change things over time. Not the easiest place to navigate, you know. If you want to try to do it normally, you really ought to like. I mean, do you have the proper, you know, do you have much rope? Do you have climbing gear? Do you have lights?
Well, I don't need lights, but I have climbing gear. And the droid can map it.
So that's good for you and how about the rest of the group that you're going in there?
They have climbing gear.
Jith is kind of keeping quiet and kind of trying to determine if the guy is actually just trying to provide helpful information,
Or is
if
trying to
there
scare us off.
scare us, sell us something, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. You can give me
Perception
perception or deceit, I guess. I mean, if you give me a deceit roll, I'll be easy to tell you if he's like, you know, trying to like scare you off or something like that, or, you know, try to warn you off or something like that.
17.
Yeah, no, he seems like it's pretty clear to you, Nick. He's angling for something. It looks like he might be sort of suggesting, it looks like he might be leading up to like grouping up. Because clearly,
Right.
because from what he's saying, he's pretty clear he's fairly convinced you guys can handle yourselves in a fight. But it's
not in
also
an expedition.
abundantly clear that, you know, you've got one person with climbing gear.
Well, I
Gotcha.
have a grapple. I'm calling it climbing gear.
Yes, you said you have climbing gear. For the moment, he's taking you at your word. And while this guy's a merc, it's very clear he's done this kind of work before, so he knows what you kind of need.
I'll level with you, friend. My group and I, this isn't exactly what we do every day.
Kind of thought
We
not.
kind of came here because we heard it was a dangerous place, and we're pretty good at handling danger. Honestly, your group looks a little bit better equipped than, well, we kind of imagine people wearing hard hats and glasses. You see, People who would be pretty desperate to have someone who could actually handle themselves if a predator came by and tried to eat them alive.
Yeah.
Twins contemplates the complexities of a hard hat on a Twi'lek.
Would have to have like multiple cat ferns for it, I guess. So you seem to have a little bit, well, you seem to be a bit more specialized in handling this overall scene, but we could still, I think, prove useful to you if you want.
Let me run it by the boss. I mean, honestly, I've been thinking it'd be nice to have a few more gun arms with us, just in case what we're hearing about these insect things are worse than I anticipated. Give me a second.
Hey.
I'll go.
Hey, if someone got shaken to their soul, then maybe you'll want some extra hands on your side, right?
As I said, I'm always happy to have a few extra guns on our side. And if anyways, I'll be right back. Help yourself to more stew. And I think I think Vic's the one. I think Vic's got a bottle of something. If you guys want something to drink, I'll be right back. Another human who's sort of a tall
Ugly.
wire. Another sort of weather beaten sort of unkempt merc type. This guy's tall and wiry. Has a bottle of something that he's been drinking out of that he's more than willing to share, and it is pretty foul rot gut.
We're watching Archer, so I suddenly go like, "What is this? Auschwitz?" Guess, yeah. I guess I'll just have to have it.
I will not.
Probably for the best. It is potent, but not tasty.
Jith might need to do some negotiating, so that's her excuse.
It's basically, it's badly made bathtub gin, effectively.
Tastes like Christmas. Tastes like space Christmas.
Takes Life Day.
Tastes like Life Day.
Yeah. Poorly made, kind of disgusting, but you can't stop.
Also has a tint of Wookiee to it.
They just sear weird things that have nothing to do with whatever else is going on.
Oh, lordy. So, yeah, bit later, the big dude, the guy who met you, comes back with a more academic-looking sort. Although he, again, he looks like he looks like your sort of our typical sort of, college professor type, but the type who actually goes out like, mountain climbing during the holidays.
So he's Indiana Jones, basically.
Basically, along those lines, bit less, ruggedly handsome, bit more weather beaten.
The great thing about this setting is that we can't have a Harrison Ford cameo.
We can't.
No.
Well, he's Han Solo.
You can have Harrison Ford though.
It's true.
Harrison Ford.
We will have Harrison Ford or Horde.
You
Yes.
see, it's far enough in the future now that we can actually we can do it with holograms. It'll be CG Harrison Ford. At any rate,
Well, I gave him more speaking rules than he had in the original story.
At any rate, no, it is not. No. Anyways, he comes sort of ambling up and he says, "Yep. All right, you guys are the new people. Yep. Name's Jaspar Kern. I'm in charge of this team here.
Good to meet you.
Hi.
I'm Kira. This is Sisk. I say Sisk when pointing at Vorkaz. I point at Jox. That's Bashir. I point at Twins. That's Jadzia. And the droid is Quark.
Okay. Even.
I've been preparing fake names for a while, okay?
You had to give me the most complicated one that I can't remember.
Jadzia. It's easy.
Jadzia Dax.
You can call yourself Dax if you want.
If this is a reference, I'm not getting it.
It's DS9.
Star Trek
Oh,
DS9.
man. I haven't watched DS9, unfortunately. I want to,
Warp
but I haven't
instead.
gotten around to it.
At any rate, all right, pleasure to meet y'all. Yeah,
Seriously, Sisk, why don't you just call me Aberdeen?
anywho,
I don't like 3 Trandoshan names. Shut up. He's not gonna know any different.
anyways, Dexon here says that you people are showing up looking like you people are planning doing some going in, but you don't have the proper gear. But you might be useful to us as a sort of bit of extra muscle.
That's about right.
All right. So he looks you all over. It's the protocol droid 4.
You know, it's really hard to actually carry a computer with information around when you really need it. It's better when it has legs.
Huh. Interesting idea.
Unfortunately, both of my legs are indeed functional.
Indeed. All right.
He's going to say something that's like inoffensive but also useless. Is just very protocol droid. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, honestly, doesn't hurt to have a few more. It doesn't hurt to have more people along. So, he looks you guys over. All right. Yeah. All right. So you got All right. I think we got enough extra climbing gear, extra climbing gear and stuff that we can handle the 5 of you. We got plenty of rope, so Anyway, feel free to set up camp anywhere around here. We're planning on going in the morning. Best to go in when we're all actually rested and such.
Right.
Not that daylight matters once we actually get down past the first level. At any rate, welcome to the team, and I'll see you guys in the morning.
All right.
He goes wandering off.
Twins looks around and sees if there are any other Twi'lek around in the area.
Nope. The entire team are human. In the area as a whole, not really, no. It's mostly humans, near humans.
So I'm the only Twi'lek on the planet right now.
Well, the only Twi'lek in this area. There might be other Twi'lek working on a farm somewhere.
I'm trying to think of how you'd get a straw hat on a Twi'lek.
You wear a straw hood instead. No, that doesn't make sense. It wasn't supposed to.
I was gonna say, that doesn't work.
Actually, there are not many sort of in terms of the sort of typical species that are actually hang out on Dantooine. Just looking up, Twi'lek don't really make the list.
Any of the really Imperial-controlled planets, aliens aren't all that common.
Well, this
at
is
least not in,
this is Outer Rim. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, of course it is, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, so they're humans, of course, because humans are everywhere. Selkath, Celestins, Ithorian, Duros, Rhodians.
Rhodians are also everywhere.
Yeah. technically speaking, Mandalorians, apparently.
Rhodians and humans. One's a plague, one's an infestation. It's up to you which is which.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
To be fair, Rhodians make some great soap operas.
That stuff sucks so bad. It has no depth.
What are you talking about? You just haven't watched enough of it. A lot of it's kind of like self-referential, at least in the one I'm watching right now, because it's been on for a really long time.
At this point, I'm kind of like imagining that when Vorkos says Rhodian soap opera, he's basically just saying anime.
I was actually thinking more like Game of Thrones, because Rhodians are really violent. Only with more like long-lost twins and like secret marriages and stuff.
So Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Because Game of Thrones has all that shit already.
Yeah, just more of it with worse special effects.
Oh yeah. Your typical soap opera does not have the budget Game of Thrones gets from HBO. At any rate,
So,
yes,
are we
yeah.
now like in our own little group, or are we still with the other mercs?
You're in the sort of they basically sort of told you, they sort of gave you an area to bunk out in if you'd like. But you're in the same general vicinity as them. You're part of the team now, so they've welcomed you in, and sharing their food and their booze. Food's way better than the booze. Way better than the booze.
Jith is going to kind of confine the others. As much as I like the idea of us sneaking into the temple under dead of night, we really are under-equipped, and it's not like we can stroll into town without potentially drawing attention to ourselves to get supplies.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad plan.
Whatever
Like I said,
could you
trap
mean?
detection.
It's not like none of us. It's not like we're all, not pink-skinned, hair-having, galaxy-infesting morons.
Maybe just the last bit.
Pretty sure the last human I shot was more of an ochre color.
That
Non-humans,
looks the same to me.
non-humans take more notice here is the point. You're right.
We do still have some of the gear that we had on Yavin, but if the terrain's as bad inside as they say, then that's probably not going to be enough.
We didn't
Yeah.
need any rope when we were on Yavin.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, on Yavin it was all still mostly intact.
The building was the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
The building
Not
hadn't
like-
been hit by orbital laser strikes.
Well, I mean, is we have like the lights and the the basic exploration gear, but
Oh,
not
I assumed you had your lights with you. Yes.
yeah, not the actual climbing gear or anything like that.
But yeah, as I said, place got hit by orbital bombardment. It's not intact inside.
Right.
One thing to ask is, so when we've found what we were looking for, how do we get out of here without these guys wanting their share?
Just shrugs.
We're mostly after information and a particular artifact. You want to nick everything else, fine.
Yeah, anything else we get is bonus.
And like I said, trap detection.
Sorry, I was distracted. This guy that we're working for now, the gang owner / archaeologist dude.
Yes.
Horde. Sorry, I
Yes.
forgot his real name.
Jaspar Kern.
Jasper Kern, yeah. Did he give off the air that he's like in charge of this operation, or is he just is he working for somebody else?
He really gives off the impression. He gave off the impression this is his thing. He's definitely the boss of this group, at least. The way people are reacting to him.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I was just looking something up.
Yeah, sorry, that's all I got. It was just a stray thought.
No, it's fine. Is there anything you guys want to do before the morning?
Sleep.
Well, yes, I kind of assumed that.
Yeah.
All right. It is a fairly pleasant. It's one of those evenings that it's actually just kind of pleasant temperature-wise and moisture. It's just like, there's absolutely nothing remarkable about the weather or anything like that tonight. It is. Wow, it's about as boring as the rest of the fucking planet. The weather is as boring as everything else here. God damn it. It is, quote, nice, end quote.
Oh, that's just what you want to say if you aren't willing to say anything else about the planet. I can see through this release here.
There really is almost not Dantooine is one of the least remarkable planets in existence. There's nothing interesting about it, other than the fact that the Jedi used to have an enclave here. It's an agricultural planet that is, it's kind of pretty. It grows food well. It's in the middle of nowhere. Dantooine is completely pointless. Which is, why the Rebels decided to build a base here. Because nobody goes to fucking Dantooine. It's completely pointless.
It's got corn.
Yeah. And
Lots
cows.
of corn.
See, if the rebels had Horcruxes, they would have just chosen a random rock on a beach, basically.
Sure, why not? No one will ever fucking find this.
Including me, in case it becomes important.
At any rate, morning comes around, everybody wakes up. Couple of the mercs seem a little hungover, but mostly functional despite being hungover. But actually, not mostly. Totally functional despite their hangovers.
The
They're
true
grumbling.
mark of experience.
They're grumbling,
Yeah.
but
They're practiced.
yeah, it's like, yep. Had too much to drink last night before going out to a dig. That was a mistake, but fuck it. I can do this. I've done this before. Right.
No one's
Breakfast.
impressed.
Breakfast time. So, breakfast is uninspired, but there's a fair bit of it.
Some sort of nondescript mush.
Pretty much. There's not much that's actually particularly appetizing for Vorkos there, honestly. They all sort of they're serving breakfast, they all look at Vorkos and go, right, not omnivore.
It's okay, I brought my own.
Oh, good. We'd offer you extra sausage, but,
Ooh, sausage.
it's technically sausage.
Oh.
I think in places that are proud of their sausages, they'd probably describe it as a loaf as opposed to sausage. But, hey.
For places that have standards, they call it just a loaf.
But you're welcome to extra sausage if you like, Vorkos. Or sorry, what was it? Sith? What was his name?
Skiz.
Sisk.
Sisk. Right. You're welcome to some sausage if you like Sisk.
Sure, I'll try it.
It's heavily spiced, which makes up for the
Oh, will it expand my consciousness so we can travel between the stars?
wrong type of
Not
spice.
like
Eric.
I was spice.
Knew it was only a matter of time.
Of course, their Dune reference was going to show up at some point.
It is kind of required.
At any rate, there's a lot of spicing in there because to make up for the poor quality of the poor quality and honestly quantity of the actual meat in it. Actually, it's not that bad tasting. Mostly because of the flavoring that's added.
Right.
It's basically sort of the right texture for sausage. I can't actually taste the meat. I suppose I should be thankful for that, though. But the actual flavoring's not bad. It's just all I taste is, effectively, it's like, all I taste is cayenne, cumin, and coriander. And fennel.
Lots of fennel.
I'm tasting, all these, I'm tasting lots of stuff that's all tasty. But I'm tasting nothing else. Ooh, I'm tasting smoke, too. It's smoky, too. This is a smoked sausage.
This is as close you'll ever get to Volkos eating vegetables.
It's true.
At any rate, breakfast is eaten, and you set off. The group sets off into the equipment is handed out. Twins is handed. Vorkos is handed a bit of extra gear. Twins is handed a little bit less than anybody else because they quickly determined that Twins can't carry as much as most people.
Right.
I get loaded up like a fucking pack horse.
Yeah, you and Vorkos get extra gear basically. It's like, okay, and yep, the Basilisk and the Trandoshan, you guys can carry a lot of shit. Here you go.
We're already carrying a lot of shit.
Honestly, most of the gear isn't that heavy, to be totally honest. It's most of what it is you both of you are given extra rope, basically, and a few extra
right.
crampons and spikes and hammers and such, just in case. Mostly, you guys get the extra climbing gear, is what it boils down to. You guys are clearly not quote archaeologists end quote, so you're not being given the archaeology gear. See here, you guys carry the stuff that will actually get us up and down places. And you set off into the ruins. So the group moves out, and it's a total of about, at this point, it's about a dozen people. There were about 7 of them before you guys showed up. With you 5, it's now, a full, nice dozen people. Nice round dozen.
Cool.
Ready to get shattered like eggs.
Anyways, you start moving up towards the ruined entrances to the Jedi Temple. When you do see an Imperial patrol wandering around, they look at you all, moving towards the ruins. It's very clear that even though they are wearing stormtrooper helmets, you can tell they have the look of, oh, these idiots are going off to get themselves killed again. Whatever.
Oh, those poor guys. Right.
Not our problem. Whatever. And just keep on their patrol. Anyways, there's a bit of a hill before you that you're crossing over before you go down to the entrance into the ruins. If anyone who would like to give me a perception check may do so.
That was terrible.
As I actually navigate to the title screen so I can get to my token.
Sure.
Hey, I might see something.
Is it closed yet?
Yep.
Nope.
Roll.
Well, I was 7. Just
All right. The only person who rolled badly was Vorkos.
Was me.
He's distracted by butterflies.
Ooh, butterflies.
Yeah, Vorkos, you're probably in a conversation with one of the mercs about preferred models of blasters or something like that.
Or the scorekeeper or whatever.
Well, most of them are human. They're all human, or near human, so.
Well, maybe the archaeology guy has an interest in like the belief system.
He's trying to
or
convert
something
him.
like that.
Scorekeeper's witness.
Oh dear lord. Oh dear lord. So, anyways, most of you clear the hill. Actually, Eric, despite your bad roll, you rolled high enough for most of what I'm going to be telling you about. So,
Okay.
so you crest the hill, and there's a nice sort of path that sort of goes. It's an overgrown path, but you can definitely tell there's a path that sort of leads down into what looks like a courtyard in front of the ruined Jedi, sort of the entrance to the ruined entrance to the ruined Jedi Enclave. You can sort of see sort of remnants of or obviously remnants of building of a building here that got between having been orbitally bombarded and then having millennia's worth of plant growth. There isn't a lot left on the surface, but there are you can see bits of rock and stuff here and there and metal jutting out. The most interesting thing is you can definitely tell where this was definitely an area that was very heavily bombarded. That's what everyone notices. Everyone except Vorkos actually notices that there is another area sort of fairly far out from where you are that looks like it was hit at least as hard, if not maybe harder. And it's very clear that there's some sort of ruined buildings that are grown over way off. It's it's a good I don't know, good 15-20 minute walk from where you are now. Probably out where would be where it is out there, but they're across fairly rough terrain and such, and varying terrain of various sorts. But there's something way out there that was also bombarded pretty heavily. Some sort of other ruins. Hard to tell what they are though, because it's way the fuck out there. Other than that, it's that's basically it.
Yeah, those might be worth exploring eventually.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, if any of you point them out to the other people, do you point them out to the other people, the rest of your group, or do you or you just keep it to you guys?
Well, I can't because I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying, do you guys point out to the other 7, or do you guys just keep it in your group, basically?
I don't know them anything.
It is in my interest to deprive them of information if possible, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things of like, this way at least they'll have something set up in the normal way they enter the ruins, rather than basically starting our own expedition. Plus, if it's the same way that the other teams have gone in, we may find clues as to what happened to them.
Sure. All right. So the rest of you guys head into the ruins. You all head in. Basically, you pass through an archway that was probably a door at some point, but there isn't much of a wall left that it's built into, or a ceiling. Kinda got blown up.
It's a bit lacking.
Yeah.
Much breezier than it was before.
Yeah.
Well ventilated, however.
Oh, indeed. Nice view you actually have a wonderful view from inside the enclave out into the courtyard. It's only partially obstructed.
Coom! Completely unobstructed, sorry.
At any rate, so you guys move into the past the outer parts and into sort of the parts of the place that were almost certainly the actual building. You can see remnants of walls, but that's about it at the level you're on. And they're sort of looking around. Jasper Kern is busted out, has out a couple of devices he's measuring sort of distances of walls and such and taking notes. but it's all very sort of cursory. Yep, confirming it's like, yep, this is all matching. You actually hear him say, "Yep, all my measurements are matching up with what the reports from everybody else have been in here." Excellent. That means that ramp, that sort of incline down there, should lead to. There should be somewhere off of that incline. Should be a way down deeper into the enclave. According to my notes, yeah, it was. There was, basically there should be a. Basically, that's supposed to be sort of a ramp down to sort of wind. It's sort of supposed to be sort of effectively a ramped staircase that goes down and then doubles back and goes down to the lower floor. But according to my notes, apparently it sort of got filled in with debris and such. And the last group in here sort of cleared out enough of it to squeeze through. So let's go take a look down there and see what we got. They move down the ramp and they sort of see that there's there definitely was a sort of a bunch of rocks sort of came tumbling down and filled up the stairwell.
Right.
And some of it's been cleared out carefully enough that normal people can sort of fit through sideways. If they sort of squeeze, take a deep breath.
Twins looks at Vorgos.
They're looking at it like, because most of these guys are wearing, they're not like, most of these guys are wearing heavier gear. They're wearing, they're wearing heavy gear, so it's not like they could fit through easily either. Looks like we're going to need to clear more of these rocks out if we're going to want to get through here. Especially if we want to get, you two big guys through.
I look at Jocks. Seems to fall into your ballywick.
See, I was thinking that, but if this place is unstable, I like things to go boom, but I'm still fairly careful with it.
Right, which is why you're doing it and not me.
That's a fair point. Well, I do know one or two things about explosives. If you want to give that a go, if this is just the entrance and you're not worried about anything getting damaged.
Well, that would be faster and easier than sort of hand excavating this area out. And honestly, I'm not here for doing a normal sort of archaeological dig where I really care about preserving all the intricate details. I'm here to recover stuff that might be valuable. And stairways, they don't really have much of a secondary market, shall we say.
You'd be surprised.
You're right, I would be.
Okay, well, I'm gonna inspect the opening, see if I can see any sort of obvious weak points that wouldn't bring the whole fucking place down.
Right.
And set some small charges. I'm guessing that would be sabotage?
Yes, that would be. If that's what you're trying to do, then that's definitely sabotage. Alrighty. It is
success.
It is what Jox is really good at. So yeah, Jox, you're fairly certain that with a small charge here, a small charge there, you can basically bring the entire obstructing thing down, and then you guys can basically, easily just with a couple of shovels, clear everything out. And
I have hit the undo button on Rockslide.
Basically, yes. So yes, 2 small controlled explosions later, and then maybe an hour's worth of shoveling rubble out of the way. You now have a mostly unobstructed path down to the lower levels.
See, it was a lovely staircase.
Yeah, but it's really hard to move those somewhere else to sell them.
There is that.
That's why they don't have there's not much of a secondary market for them. You gotta move them. And moving a staircase usually involves moving the building. At any rate, you head down the stairs, as it were. And it loops back around into what is very clearly another room below the area you're above, which is again filled with, covered in, there are holes in the. You actually now notice that there are holes in the. You notice up above that there were holes in the floor that you didn't know what was below them, because it's like, okay, there's definitely a hole that goes down there, but it's dark down there. Like, light from above is sort of cascading down, but it's hard to tell anything else down there. Now that you're down there with light sources, you can see, aha, yes, that definitely is down here, and that hole that I was looking down earlier goes down into that hole there below me that goes down further into, yeah.
That was an orbital bombardment shot.
Yeah, that's probably a long ways down. But yeah, there are holes in the ceiling that are actually letting in a bit of light, but they're not definitely this place has definitely got hit. But the big hole that you're looking at is that was a big solid, definitely a big shot that went through. Some sort of, who knows what it was. Probably a beam. It's probably a turbo laser blast, just a random guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You can sort of see here and there, you can see remnants of, bits of the wall, places where there were things that things sat on. It's
But have since been nicked, right?
Been nicked or, blown up or, rotted away, etc. It's like, yeah, they probably had it. This is probably a computer station here. There's no computer there anymore. And the chair's rotted.
Year-old computer. Yeah.
And the chair's rotted. If there was a chair there, it rotted away ages ago. Yes, your hope to find knickknacks or what have you would probably deeper down in. At any rate, yes, Jasper looks around a bit more. The events. Okay, so apparently there's another ramp going down around here, which is where the last guys came through, and it was actually pretty clear. I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's probably the ramp according to the map the notes I got. It should be right there, underneath that giant pile of rocks.
When you say giant pile of rocks, does this look like deliberate cover-up, or is it another slide?
It looks like another slide. A big one, too. You actually, anyone who sort of wants to look around the slide may give me a perception check if they'd like. Eric, you are allowed to use detective if you would like instead.
Hooray, detective!
Good thing for that.
All right, Vorkos, as you're sort of poking around, you smell a somewhat familiar smell as you're sort of poking around. It's sort of the smell of rotting flesh.
Somebody died here recently.
Maybe sort of about a month old that's buried under a bunch of rock.
Properly aged steak. Gotcha.
And you can sort of see what looks like, you poke around a bit, and it's pretty clear that it looks like there are at least some people who got buried under this rock slide. You can see traces of dried blood and remnants of where somebody, right at the top of the stairs, where somebody made it most of the way out, but got partially buried under sort of the lighter scree that fell on top of them. But at a guess, there are probably a bunch of people buried under the rocks there that are have been dead for quite some time.
Right. Well, not that long. They still smell.
I said about a month.
Yeah.
A large chunk of the smell's gone away at this point. Also, a large chunk of it's sort of, trapped in the rocks, trapped in the air pockets inside the rocks there.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Their dead bodies are quasi-entombed by a rock slide. Yay!
Is there
Adventure!
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of rocks.
If this is a downwards ramp, if I try and blow this, all that's going to happen is the stuff on top is going to come back and fill the ramp again.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Gav. You don't even have to make a sabotage roll to know that, Gav.
Nope. I knew it.
Yeah. Also, I'm just saying flatly that Jox's sabotage skill is high enough that he doesn't have to roll to know that. He's like, no,
Right.
we're not blowing that clear. We have to dig that out carefully, and that does not sound like fun given what Vorkos smells.
Yeah. No, that's
Anyone's
going to be
asleep.
unpleasant.
Twins
Yeah,
was
and-
pondering
and-
how she could even contribute to this, given how weedy she is.
Anyone that's squeamish about anything resembling their species skeleton might want to look away.
Well-
I guess it's hands-on time.
Well, either that or we could rappel down through the hole here.
Let's rappel down through the hole.
We could do that.
All right, let's see.
It's the easy way, I suppose.
That's why we bring ropes and shit like that and climbing gear. And as he says that, all of you notice that you all hear sort of a faint rumbling noise and the floor shakes slightly. And little bits of dust sort of fall down on top of you from the ceiling.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, it's definitely a good sign. Shows all is well with the world.
And you hear sounds like, faint chittering noises from somewhere down below. Also the sound of something almost like a faint moaning noise. It's probably just the wind. It's probably just air sort of traveling and being moving around down below you through tunnels and such.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah. Right, so Jasper basically orders his guys to sort of start setting up, ropes and such to tie them off in places and to lower them down. All right, I'm gonna go down first, take a look around. Sisk, right?
Yep.
Could you sort of help out on sort of making sure keep an eye on the ropes if something goes wrong? Honestly, I think you're probably the strongest person here. It'd be nice if you were there on the rope backing me up. In case
Sure.
it goes wrong. Thanks, man. All right, All right, on the count of 3, start lowering me down. 1, 2, 3. And you start lowering him down. The group basically, a couple of people working together as a group to sort of make sure that he goes down smoothly.
Jith is going to take out her guns and start making sure that they are properly functioning and such while waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, Twins has
So
their
that
SMG on her.
they'll just be in working operation while they remain in her holsters for the rest of this excursion.
Right, because nothing bad will happen. You won't have to shoot anything.
No.
Yeah, Twins make sure that her SMG is properly strapped around her shoulder.
Excellent. As he sort of looks around and says, okay, this level down here looks like it's in about the same condition as the level where you guys are. There's another hole directly below me that looks like it goes down somewhat bit further. How much rope do we got still? Do we have enough for another level?
Do we have enough for another level?
Easily.
Yeah, plenty.
All right, lower me down to another 10 feet or so.
We.
All right, this place looks a bit steadier. Less debris down here. It's pretty dark down here, but the floor looks like it's more intact. Not sure anybody's made it. I'm not sure how many people made it down this far. All right. Okay. The floor below me looks like. Doesn't look like there's another hole below me. If I'm shining my light down, looks like the floor is actually mostly intact below. Looks like it's going to take me another couple of feet though. Looks like it blew down. Looks like the blast came down, hit the bedrock here, and sort of it looks like it scooped out about a 5-foot divot down here. So just lower me down about another 5 feet, and I should hit the ground.
Yep. I'll give him the other 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm down. All right, fix ropes and start. You guys can start coming down.
I'll fix the rope. And descend, I guess.
All right, so everybody who wants to go, everyone goes down. There are some people actually actively, they set up a rig to lower IO9 because they assume the protocol droid can't climb because they don't know he's not anything but he's more
Right, because he hasn't.
Yeah.
And protocol droids are not well known for being able to climb rope.
Yeah, Twins is gonna go first and checking to make sure her gloves are in good shape. She's just gonna slide right down. And then she's going to realize that her hands feel really hot even with her gloves on and is going to be like,
Given that you've been sliding down about 35 feet of rope, yeah.
it's
like, okay, this is fun, oh god, this hurts, ow, 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 ow.
Like I've got leather gloves on. My hands are still really hot. Bad idea.
Yeah, this was a terrible idea.
I have all of the regret.
Yes, you now have sort of, you've damaged the inner lining of your gloves and the parts of your boots that were sliding down the rope too.
I don't think the boots had anything to do with it.
There'd still be some friction on the boots unless you want to put all of it on your gloves.
Yeah, she didn't put her feet on it at all.
falling.
She was entirely on her hands, and that's why she's just like, bad idea.
Okay.
That's an even worse idea. That's like you're going to die. Bad idea.
Like you actually want to use your feet too, just to save.
Just for braking. Otherwise, you might as well just fall.
This has been noted and is categorized as a lesson learned to
Fair
the
enough. Yeah, so
teenager.
that's entirely possible that Twins wouldn't know that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So Twins is in all kinds of pain at the bottom. Like your hands are burned. Your shoulders feel like they're on fire also. Because you've been you've been breaking your descent.
His way across 2 or 3 ropes.
Yeah, it's just like I knew I shouldn't have thought of those bad action hollows just as I was hitting a rope.
Exactly.
Did you learn your lesson?
Yes, I have.
Never skip Jim.
Painkillers in the neck.
Thank you.
Someone hands you some ointment for your hands also. You're gonna get some blisters, kid. Just warning you.
I thought so.
Honestly, most of the mercs are actually more amused by this than anything. It's like, yeah, the kid actually did exactly what almost everyone we know does in this situation who doesn't have a lot of training, and she handled it better than most. She didn't dislocate her shoulders or break an ankle. Well done.
Big golf clap.
Yeah. Honestly, you when you hit bottom, it hurts your feet too. You're like, because you didn't actually fall 30 feet. You were breaking yourself the whole time, but you fell 35 feet.
Right.
Onto a
Thankfully,
rock.
I also have 10 agility, so I may not have training in martial arts, but I can actually kind of handle this.
Yes, I'm not going to make you roll for it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone makes it down intact. Twins has cosmetic damage to her hands, and it's like, ow, ow, ow. And as I said, God, your shoulders feel like they're on fire. and your biceps also, because you're like, ah! Actually, your arms in general just are kind of exhausted. Because again, you weren't using your feet to help break yourself.
Nope.
You're actually mildly lucky you didn't dislocate a shoulder.
Twins is just like in her head, ow, 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 I have made a bad decision. Ow.
Everyone else makes it down intact. All right. I need to make a quick mappy thing, so give me a second.
A mappy thing.
Yep. All right. Let's see. For what is about to happen. Drawing tools. All right.
I will be right back while you're mapping. I need to look.
How do I do that? I forget. Anyways, I'm trying to remember how the mapping tools, how the drawing tools work in Map Tool. Hang on 1 second. How did I do that? Or is it like hold down a button or something like that, maybe?
What are you trying to do?
Just trying to draw a freehand line that does not. Okay, that's how that
Let's
works.
see here. Which map are we on?
Don't worry about it. I'm working it out. It'll take me just a second. I'm just trying to remember what buttons do what. That's all.
Let's see here. The freehand one is the one on the far left
I think
of
I
the draw
remembered it now.
tools. Yeah.
Yep, that's what it is. I just needed to have it not fill. That's what it was. Okay,
Yes.
that's all I needed. Needed to not fill. Totally easy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that actually is not how that works. That's supposed to look there. All right. And that is all right. Yep. Yeah, it does. It looks a little bit like it might look a little bit like a plesiosaur. I can sort of see that.
This will be a pleurodon.
Oh, that's
Everything's better with plesiosaurs. Physiosaurs.
Wrong thing. There we go. That's what I want.
Just been reading on Twitter. Never ever get into a Twitter war with Wendy's.
Yes.
Oh dear Lord, no.
There's a post up here about is it Hardee's?
Hardy's.
Uh,
It was
arguing
Carl
with-
Jr.'s. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Basically, somebody arguing about Wendy's 4 for $4 deal is good. Hardee's responded, no, 4 for $4 is 10 times better. So Hardee's started liking it. And then somebody said to Wendy's, well, come on then, which is better? Wendy's, we usually prefer the original to a knockoff, but hey, you do you. Hardee's response, just because you were first doesn't mean you're best.
Mhm.
Wendy's response, tell us the fourth person to walk on the moon without Googling it. 20 minutes later, Wendy's put up, lol, they blocked us.
I mean, all things considered, that's, not a good retort to that argument.
No, it's not. But
I mean,
It's hilarious.
I guess.
All right. Just copying tokens here because there might be a fight about to happen.
Oh, there's going to be a fight.
I'm going to make a fight happen if you don't start one.
I don't have tokens for everybody here, so just letting you know. I don't have like unique tokens for all the
All the diggers, yeah.
Yep. So I'm reusing old tokens. As I'm wont to do. And just renaming some of them. That is correct. Alright, let's see, do I have good tokens for the other guys is the question. Sure, that can be... I need to change his... Actually, that'll do fine for his... Yeah, okay. Let me just swap two things here. Actually, hang on, let me undo that. Undo what I just did, because I just realized that was not what I was supposed to do. Sorry about this. It's going to take 1 second.
I'm back.
I'll go back.
I'm setting up a map. I'm setting up map stuff, so just be a second. I think this will work. I think. Yep, good. And then we will use. Where are you? Oh, you'll do nicely.
Oh, he's putting down friendly units for us.
Yep, there are. For the moment. Actually, hang on. All right. So, you got a couple of the mercs are sort of looking down these tunnels here. This guy's over here. Jaspar's sort of taking a look at that there.
Should we be moving to the new table? The map?
The new map, yeah, you should be on the Wastelands map. I've got your tokens there and everything.
Oh, okay.
And should center you on where I've got the map drawn, where
Yep.
I've got things doodled. So. All right, where's the? Wrong map, Peter. There we go. All right, is everybody on the map and roughly centered on where things are?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So yes, he's there. You guys can basically be mostly anywhere in the room. So, anyways, this is sort of the divot in the ground where you guys came down.
Okay.
This is very obviously was once a circular room. There are some ruined tables and such there. Walls. This is sort of where things have sort of caved in along the wall and such. This was sort of more circular over here before.
Okay.
Tables and such. There's a fair bit of dust and debris sort of scattered everywhere. So, like, these tables have, like, there might be some interesting stuff on these tables under, various debris and stuff. I would like everybody to give me a perception check.
Hair trigger neck hairs?
Not for this one. Actually, Eric, you can make that a detective roll instead.
Closed or open?
This
okay.
is closed.
That would have been much better if I just added my detective score to my previous roll, but okay.
It's still better enough, honestly.
Okay.
All right, so as you guys are sort of poking around, Vorkos, you're sort of walking along and you sort of look down on the floor as you're sort of stepping and you put your foot down on something and you hear a familiar sound. The sound of a humanoid bone crunching under your foot.
Hmm.
And not the sound of like a really old dry one that's sort of been lying there for centuries. Because there's definitely something a bit more, there's something with a bit more give to it. Like, there might be some flesh still on it.
Right. Gotcha. I look down.
You see what looks like a humanoid femur of some sort that's been gnawed on by something. There's not much flesh left on it. It's been very clearly been gnawed upon by something. And not something with like normal, at a quick glance, it's not like, it looks like maybe more mandibles than teeth.
Right.
So it's like, not cat hounds.
I think we found some of them.
At about this point, you hear all of you guys are all sort of looking around doing stuff. You hear a sort of a scream of some sort from over here. The classic Wilhelm scream. And the merc who was there isn't there anymore.
Good sign. That's a very good sign there.
Ah! 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 You actually can hear noises coming from over here, and if you look closely enough at the wall, it's very clear that there's actually like a sort of a crevasse there. Actually, that's sort of not easy to notice unless you look carefully. And you hear sort of screaming. You hear sort of high-pitched screaming noises, followed by crunching noises, followed by silence, followed by more quiet crunching noises.
Boop, 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 boop. Daka, 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 daka.
Now, there's not much. You'd have to go down into it, and the passageways might be a little bit narrow for you there, Eric.
Okay.
However, I'm an idiot, and I forgot to copy down their stats.
Oops.
Got everything else on here. Give me a second. Not a problem. That's easily fixed. Toughness is irrelevant for these things because they are not named. We'll just go with that. I think that'll do fine. Actually, no, you know what? I think I forgot. Nope, I'm wrong about that. Oh. There we go. Because you hear cheering noises coming from the hallways.
Yay! Oh, you
and
said chittering.
chittering, yes. And Eric? Well, there's actually one of these things coming down the little passageway towards you, actually.
Awesome. Consider me on Overwatch. Daka, daka, daka.
Yeah, you'll have to shoot it to death in a second. Yes. And burrowing up out of like holes in the floor.
No wonder part of this place collapsed.
I think that should be sufficient. So 3, 6, 9, 12, and Eric's going to blow that away. So yeah, that'll be plenty for now. All right. So yes, Eric, you can make your guns roll now to blow the one that pops up in front of you. You're like going, huh, I can't see anything. I hear a screech, and then a big insect thing pops up directly and goes, making hissing noises at you, and starts lurching towards you.
It explodes.
Yeah. Oh, that's your guns. Yeah. You gun it down. Blat. And you all hear noises coming from down the hallways and such, and people should roll initiative. And God damn it, I moved my notepad. While you guys roll initiative, I'll go fetch it.
Initiative is based off your speed.
Speed
Yeah.
plus
Yes.
D6. Yes, there should be a button.
Yeah, button that says initiative.
Woo, 10.
I beat you.
I have 14.
I was gonna say Win is gonna beat both of us by an easy amount.
All right, so
I don't even need to guess that's gonna happen. I just know it because I'm psychic. That's why.
all right, so Twins is on 14. Vorkos is on 11. IO9 is on 11. No, IO9's on 10. I'm sorry. No, IO9's on 11. Vorkos is on 10. That's who it was. Okay.
Yes.
I skipped a line there. Jith is on 11. Okay.
I'm pretty sure 11 is the highest I could even possibly get.
Your speed is 5, correct, Gav?
God, I'm slow. Yes.
Yes, yes, you are slow. That is one of your character traits.
Yeah, well.
All right. Jaspar is on 12. Where's dude? There he is. Dexon. Right, there you are. Forgot to load macros for you. 1 second. That will take me literally no time. Since I've got the things saved. He's also on 10. And the bug things. The Lygrek. Which are apparently native to Dantooine. They are pretty fast. Not as fast as Twins, mind you. Twins, you're up first.
Chitter, chitter, squitter, squitter.
Well, there's some right here that are right close to me, and I don't appreciate that. I do, however, have a question for you.
Yep.
Is my gun score depleted because of the mishap?
I will say yes. You have a point of impairment for this one encounter for anything using your hands.
Okay, that's fine.
I think that
In
is
that
actually
case-
that is a reasonable thing. I agree.
Yes. All right. So fortune die. Thanks.
Well done, Fortune Die.
And this is going to be a burst fire against the 3 near me
Okay.
with about as much success.
Yep, that does not, in fact, does not drop them. Against 3 of them, in fact, you actually utterly failed to do much of anything. All right.
Annoying.
Yep, I'm sorry. You have to get in on 11.
Yep.
Jaspar goes. He whips around, pulls out his blaster pistol, and shoots at one of the Lygrek. Yeah, that goes down. It is turned to the Lygrek.
Horrible bug monsters.
Yeah. Yep. Ah! Oh, wow, he lived. Not for long. Yep. Yep. That guy lived. Number 5 lived. Not for long. As the Lygrek comes swarming on the two guys who are watching each of the hallways, and those guys are all buried under a flurry of razor sharp, clawed limbs and mandibles. You hear
They
horrible
basically get
screams.
Zerg rushed.
Basically, yes, actually. That is, in fact, exactly what you should be envisioning. Scree!
Fucking Tyranids.
You manage to get out of the way of the horrible claws that are scything at you.
That isn't hard. Like, in order for these things to hit me, they would have to explode or die.
Yes, you're very dodgy, I know. But...
You're a ninja. Ninja.
Alright, let's see.
How lucky for you.
Actually, they don't really go for IO9.
The one who went after Jasper actually just boxcarred and missed.
Oh, you're right. It goes tumbling past him and lands is prone. This one comes running up to you there, Jith. No. Hell no. Actually, yeah. So we'll do this one first. This one after Jocks. Nope.
Nope.
That's an exact hit.
Yep. That hits you exactly, Jocks. Fuck, what is the damage on their claws? It's actually surprisingly high.
Isn't it versus my gun skill?
Which is, it hit exactly, that means. Your
Oh,
gun's
of course,
12,
right.
right?
For some reason, I keep thinking my guns is 13, isn't it? Yeah.
It's 12, yep.
Yeah.
Base, so it's just doing its whatever its base damage is, which is actually surprisingly high.
Oh, good.
Yeah, these things are actually kind of hurty. 12 damage before toughness. Since it hit exactly.
Toughness is 8, so...
Take 4
damage.
wound points. You're like, ah! That actually hurts.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Squee!
I'm gonna Goro this motherfucker!
Alright, so that is it for the bugs. They don't go again till 9. That is it for 12. 11, which is Jith, Twins, and IO9. Twins first.
Okay. Similar to last time, I'm going to fortune die, shoot at this guy, dive. Basically, let me flash that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to fortune die first off.
Uh-huh.
Much better. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, when this one comes in to lunge at me, I'm going to duck under, kick it in the face, and then like just do a roll to the side over here while shooting at it. And then I'm going to also shoot out this one, and that one.
Okay.
Never mind.
Wow.
Thankfully, you did not weigh awful.
That
You
was
really failed.
that's kind of impressive. Wow.
Yeah.
That's exactly 0. I don't think I've ever seen that in Feng Shui.
Yeah, I'm kind of just like awestruck.
Congratulations.
So your total is actually 6.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, damn.
Well, all right then. So yes, you do that. You do the kick thing. You roll past it, and you fire blaster bolts all over the place that hit nothing.
I can't hold my gun right.
Your hands are hurting. It's actually entirely understandable. It's like ah!
I made a really bad decision.
All right, Jith and IO9, you guys are up.
You go for a sketch.
Let's see here. IO9 sort of like glances about and thinks this is all a horrible, horrible situation before he abruptly jets over this direction, tries to line up a single shot that goes through, let's say, 5 of them.
Okay.
I can blow. How many fortune dice can I blow at a moment?
One fortune die per
One.
task.
All right. Well, I'll blow a fortune die real quick.
Okay.
Get a 4 there.
Nice.
All right. Okay. So,
Don't roll like me.
all right. So this is it's still a 13. So this is basically a 17 action value minus what?
-5 since you're attacking 5.
Okay, so 12. So 12 total. 18.
Nice.
Alrighty.
As Io proceeds to achieve what I was trying to achieve.
Ah, that's a good plan. Let me do it.
That's like
Only one blaster bolt is necessary for that task, however.
Only one is necessary for this task.
You
Turns
can't
out-
get blisters on your hands. Shut up.
That just makes me more superiorly designed. That is indeed a real word sequence.
More superior.
At least I look good.
I want to punch the one that hurt me.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm gonna totally grab you and rip you in half and Pow! And apparently you're going to have your head blown clean off your shoulders by a blaster bolt from the droid. God damn it.
Okay, let's see here.
good. That fortune die came in handy there too.
Oh yeah, you
I don't think I needed it strictly,
didn't need
but
it. You didn't need it because of your. Well, no.
it would have been minus 4, so it would have been 14 total.
Which would have been enough, actually.
Yeah, but still, it's good to do that when you're doing something silly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason that I've been doing that. It's just my rolls have been
Oh, sure.
amazing in the wrong direction.
Hey, I'm someone who's deeply experienced at amazing rolls.
Both kinds of amazing rolls.
Well, Jith is going to watch the leg rack in front of her suddenly drop over without a head, and so she's going to look at Io and say, "Thanks, Quark." And then, without looking, she's going to shoot Lyric 12.
Okay.
Probably should have looked.
Well, you smack
twice.
into it. You crack
Shoot
its
twice,
carapace.
look once.
You do crack its carapace.
So, good enough.
It's not down, but it's wounded. All right, that is it for 11. You guys, all of you, act again on 8. We're on to 10, which is Vorkos, Jox, and Dexon. Vorkos, then Jox, then Dexon.
All right.
Technically be Vorkos, Jackson, then Jox, but I'm giving the nod to Jox because he's a player character and Jackson is an NPC.
Gotcha.
And Dexon's an NPC. So Vorkos first,
Just
though.
scrub.
Doop, doop, doop. Duck.
Dexon
I'm going
ducks.
to pop 12, 1, 2, and 3. Think Al fortune die, because I can afford to do that now. Ooh.
Oh.
as a 2-star gun, so I add 2 to my power.
Okay.
So these 4 here.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep.
Oh wait, did you want 12? You wanted 12, not 11. My bad.
Yeah, the one that's on top of twins.
Yeah, the one's wounded. Right.
Wait a minute. 11 was up?
He was knocked down. He's lying on the ground.
It's prone.
Basically went leaping at Jaspar and basically missed completely.
Oh, is there a way? I thought he was down. It was already dead. So
You probably that's probably entirely what Vorkos thought. Just like, it's probably
yeah,
dead.
fair enough.
As it sort of starts making sure as you get back up, you're like, oh, should have shot that one too. Oh well. Jocks, you're up.
Do it with 1 blaster bolt. It's much more satisfying to use 32.
Well, as cool as it would be to go with an initial plan, I can't be asked running over there, so I'm just going to stomp on this little fucker that hurt me. And take a shot at Lyric 4.
All right. Lyric 4, yep, make your roll. Oh yeah. Clickety boom. Boom. Shaboom!
Fucker.
All right, well, that's it for 10. Oh no, Dexon's up. Yeah. Dexon will walk up here.
Scoring
looks
around
down
on
on
his
it.
back like a turtle.
He unlimbers a gun very similar to Jocks'.
Oh.
Boom! Yeah.
Bug paste.
Yep. Well, all right then. It looks like those rumors of the big insect things are true. Ugh.
I'm disappointed. Expecting more of a challenge.
Well, we only... I hate to say it, but we only saw, what, like 12 of them? I
Yeah.
suspect there are a lot more of them. And we just made a lot of noise. As an aside, as he says, as we just made a lot of noise. The floor starts shaking again. Rumbling noises. Dust sort of settles out, sort of comes drifting down top of your heads. Then there's more ground shaking. More rumbling noise. Like it's getting louder for a little while. And it sort of stops being it starts being dust and starts being little pebbles and such. And the ground starts shaking more, and you realize that an earthquake has kind of started. What would you people like to do?
Blame someone else?
Yeah, definitely blame someone else. God damn it, twins!
Don't look at me. I'm going to.
Jasper says,
I'm actually going to.
we might want to take cover under, like, the tables or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get the big one.
Fine, he can take my glory. I was going to say I was going to use my leadership to try and.
Oh, sorry. If you want to do
direct
that, if you want to be that too, go ahead. Go ahead, Word. I was only doing that just because I wasn't sure if you were going to do. Someone was going to do that of you guys. I
You're not my
apologize.
supervisor.
I'm apparently no one's supervisor because I can't roll today. Like, I have not rolled higher than a base value. I've only rolled lower.
All right, so you start saying that. Dexon hears you say this and says, "The kid's right. Get under the tables, people." What I need from everybody is, first, I would like an agility roll.
Oh.
You want this to be open?
Yes, this is an open roll.
Hey, I rolled positive. It was a closed roll, but like,
Oh.
5.
Ah!
I tell you, you're just mainly making sure that we don't, like, completely,
Woo! Zero!
Oh God!
All right.
That's the second
Boxcars.
time I've ever seen it happen in Feng Shui, and it happened in the same hour.
well, that's a
And you rolled
boxcar 0.
boxcars, too.
yeah.
Oh dear.
It's not a boxcar way awful, but it's a boxcar 0.
It's a boxcar's failure, which is technically a way awful.
Yeah, boxcar zero failure.
I thought
is
way
always
awful
way awful.
only occurred at negatives.
Nope.
Nope.
No. Way awful happens if your outcome is negative or you roll
Or-
boxcars and fail.
Yeah,
Okay.
boxcars always maximize the outcomes, even if
in
it's only
either
by one.
direction, yes. If you boxcars and
Yeah.
succeed, that's a crit, effectively. If you boxcars and
Wait,
fail, that's way awful.
Yeah. All right,
So what
so
you're saying is I slip on
You slip
eviscerated
on-
mercenary.
Your neck's broken for a little bit.
Yeah, you slip on. You basically you go running up to the table, step on one of the Lygrek. Your foot goes up underneath you. You catch your chin on the edge of the table.
Then you kick your foot out because you've fallen over, and then you kick the table upwards, and it flips over and lands on top. No.
God
So
damn it.
you are hereish. Gav, you roll the 1, so you technically fail, but you don't way awful.
No.
Io9, you got a 5, so you rolled well enough to get under the table. I should roll for Dexon.
And let's see.
Can I just check? How does that qualify as boxcars? Because I thought boxcars were double 6.
Well, we had to be, because in order
They
to have a
explode.
7 and a 13, you had to roll at least 2 6s to begin with.
Okay.
yeah, it's
'Cause-
whatever the base value is, not the
And,
final value.
Twins got an 11, just got an 8.
I guess the other way to say it, it's impossible to roll just 2 6s unless you're doing a closed roll.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
His agility is 8. And yeah, he's fine. Okay. So, here's what happens. Jocks, you get some of the rocks fall on top of you. So basically the ceiling starts coming down, right? Unsurprisingly. Jocks, some of it lands on you, and you take 5 wound points of damage. But you're able to clamber under the bench before more rock falls on top of you. Vorkos, you are buried under rubble. You take 10 wound points. And you can't currently move. Because you're buried under rock. Your head is
Still
sort of
not sure
your head,
how
your,
yet, but this is totally Twins' fault.
your head is just under the table, so the rocks didn't actually clunk you on the head. You were able to scramble your head under before you started getting buried. So you were buried, bruised, and battered, and you were looking directly at Io9 and Dexon.
Io9 just gives a thumbs up.
You can't see
Indicates-
right now, but I'm making a very rude gesture at you.
To indicate smooth moves, flesh bag, you know?
Smooth move, meatbag.
Sarcastic remark.
It's like,
Callous observation. And then
proceed with like something like, geez, I can't even think what anymore. It's what it could be. It's like
That's totally
something.
fine.
Yeah.
So anyways, the room, eventually the room stopped shaking, and rocks stopped falling on top of Vorkos. You take a net total of 10 wound points, Eric. I'm just saying. That's all.
In half points. Ow, 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 ow.
Basically, yes, actually. It's like, ow, 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 ow. God. You are very cross, Vorkos, I suspect.
I'm annoyed.
Also, your chin hurts. And eventually, there is silence.
Jith is going to listen carefully. For chittering specifically.
No, it's pretty fucking quiet. It's almost like the bugs have gone to ground for a little while after the earthquake.
Twin steps out from under the table, walks over to near where Vorkos is, and says, "This was not my fault. This place was not built to code." And will then start trying to pull rocks off of him.
Can I make a strength test to force my way out?
Sure, you can roll it.
Twins in her free time as a structural engineer.
No, she just watched the third Aladdin movie.
That's right. Okay.
So you're able to you're able to move enough to get to basically make it easier to breathe, Eric. But there's a lot of rock on top of you, and you're in a bad position to actually exert your strength properly. It's hard to get leverage, basically. Until people can clear your arms off, or it's going to be hard for you to push yourself up off the ground. It's hard to get them sort of underneath you. Basically, yeah. After a little while, though, after not very long, people are able to clear enough rocks that you're able to basically get your arms down so you can actually press yourself up with the proper leverage.
Right. All right. Force myself up, dust myself off, and I inspect Vera to make sure that my gun's okay.
It looks like it's dinged up.
Oh, look at that! Just had her detailed. Start buffing one of the scratches.
Signature weapon, it's fine.
Oh, it's perfectly functional.
It's just not as pretty as it usually is.
You just added a bit of character.
Jaspar has walked over here and is currently swearing profusely. Because over here, there's a large pile of rocks. And you can see ropes in the rocks with frayed ends.
Oh, good.
Well, guess we'll have to find a way out.
Should have listened to all those tales about this place being cursed. God. Ah!
Well, on the plus side, pretty sure the bugs like good eating.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually. Rather not well, assuming we can find some that aren't buried under a rock.
Oh, they'll find us.
Probably. Well, not much else to do but look around down here and, this could have gone better.
Oh, maybe that tremor shook off some of the rocks that were on the stairs.
Mm.
That's actually possible. We'll have to go look.
I think my arm's dislocated. Hold on a minute. Wham! All right, that's better.
The bookcase falls over on top of you.
God damn it!
All right, everybody's basically okay though, right? Like no serious injuries. Like you seem to be walking not Vorkos.
Skis.
Sisk. You seem to be walking Sisk, so and last I heard, Trinoceans heal pretty quick, so it doesn't look like it was too serious.
Yeah, I'll be fine in a few.
And armor probably.
Don't get him started. It'll just say that everyone else heals slow.
The arm's bending in the wrong direction. It's not a big deal.
And Beck in the chat is almost completely spot on.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
You must now face the long dark of Moria.
Yes.
Not entirely right. Not entirely correct, not entirely wrong.
Oh, good.
All right, we need to dig deeper and more greedily.
Drums.
I'm not leaving here till I fight a friggin' Balrog.
Well, there aren't any Balrogs in Star Wars, really.
We get a Rancor and take wings to it. Set it on fire.
Set it on fire.
No, Gav, you almost accidentally started the horrible Tolkien argument. Do Balrogs have wings? Which is a stupid argument that goes on incessantly among certain Tolkien fans, which drives me nuts because I don't give a flying fuck either way. At any rate.
Alternatively, a Balrog is, oh my god, it's flying. Fuck.
At any rate, yeah, you guys are buried under rock. You guys are now stuck down in the caverns underneath the Jedi Enclave, and are going to find some way to get back out. This is about as far as I'd actually prepped this week. I can wing it a bit further, but I did want to. This is mostly me trying to get a little something in because I didn't do as much prep during the week as I planned on.
Okay.
I'm definitely up for wing.
what are people's sort of, how are people feel about going on a little bit longer? It's up to you guys. I'm okay with that.
I mean, if you want to do like a full like exploration / encounter, it might be better off to, wait until it's all mapped out. But
oh yeah, no, I won't do another fight just yet. But mostly because I have to decide. I think this is actually a good break point because I would like to take some time to actually plan out everything else down here. But
yeah,
I can
Okay.
make I can make
your
shit up
judgment as the game master.
I can make shit up.
I'm not gonna push. But
Basically, I can make shit up, which you guys know I'm actually pretty good at. But
Right.
I'd rather have a week to prep.
that's fine then, dude. I'm fine with that.
All right, so I think we're going to knock off here for this week. It's a short session. I apologize for that, but I've had one of those weeks where I didn't get as much work done on everything that I wanted to get done. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody had fun tonight. Short session, as I said. We'll be back soon, maybe next week even, hopefully.
Probably, at least for me. I'm free next week.
I am.
Yeah, I'm cool
I
with
should
it.
also be available for next week, assuming something doesn't
I'm
explode.
eternally unemployed.
I'll be back at work.
Nick, how are you looking next week?
Looks good for me.
Woo! We should be back next week. So I will make sure to actually
Hooray.
properly prep everything under here. I know. See, the thing is, I knew how to get where you're getting to, and I know where you're going to end up. It's the stuff in the middle I haven't fully fleshed out yet. I may or may not have hinted where you're ending up at the start, early on in the session. But at any rate, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you guys, everyone, for watching. 3 XPs each for standard session. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.